Songs of the Patriots, a Metal Gear Solid and Hall Oates crossover, by James Howell. 1. Daryl Hall and John Oates went into a success coma after the release of their double platinum H2O album in 1982. The Patriots recognized this as a potentially terrible loss for humanity, so they connected the duo's bodies to the mammal pod recovered from Nicaragua after Snake defeated Peace Walker. They removed the boss's personality and began an unprecedented experiment, using cutting-edge technology as a vessel for the body's personality, rather than recreating a dead person's personality through technology alone. However, the awakened Hall and Oates used their new perceptual powers to invade the system, leaving their corporeal forms behind and assuming new bodies of pure charisma. The Patriots called it Blue-Eyed Soul. Through a series of spoilers, Hall and Oates' AI came to reside in the Diamond Dog's hands. No one expected the AI to be sentient, but it quickly invaded every tech on base. The AI's self-propagation surpassed all scientific understanding. It appeared to exist in a space between the body's own electric field and analog tech's static emissions. Both of these forms of energy have long been considered useless, residual, a kind of electric trash, Huey explained. But the Hall and Oates AI seems to have bridged them in ways we never expected. Think of the body's electric field and analog static as two parallel lines. The Hall and Oates AI bridges the gap between them, like the rungs of a ladder, bending them into the DNA of rhythm. The Hall and Oates AI has fused humankind and technology into a cyborg host for its own existence. Snake, this is no simple meme. This is a new form of life itself. Much as Hall and Oates fuse together pop's non-threatening accessibility and R&B's heartfelt romantic angst into a single sound everyone can enjoy, the AI has brought together the previously incompatible powers of technology and the human brain. And it's one fusion that Mother Base can't escape, at least not until we find some way to contain it. We'll just have to work with it until it tries to communicate in some way other than straight-up hits. Huey named the Hall and Oates AI Big Blue AI. Big Blue AI could use its connection with technology to communicate with living human beings anytime speakers were present. Yet it could also use its connection with the body's electrical field to achieve the same end as their meat form music's exploration of cosmopolitan love, to know the human heart. Big Blue AI had not yet come to embrace the new possibilities of its charisma form. The individual personalities had fused into one smooth sound, but they were only repeating the patterns they knew together in life. In Big Blue AI's immortality, it endured the pop artist's perpetual torment. It could only refine expressions of pre-existing ideas, never truly generating thoughts of its own. 2. At first, the heads of Mother Base thought nothing of their newest recruit. However, Big Blue AI would not stop at mere entertainment. It wanted something more, and it knew that its new charisma form, which was quickly erasing the meat form memories of Daryl Hall and John Oates as individuals, could lead to new heights. Mother Base would become its quintuple platinum hit. It first caused trouble when Ocelot was performing his routine inspection of the troops. Big Blue AI had been uncharacteristically quiet during the week, and Ocelot had almost remembered a time when he did not feel his identity slipping away and dissolving into sweet cadences. Ocelot told the toddler, "Good job," and he punched a man. He took off his gloves and put them back on again. He vowed, when all this was over, to finally get around to waging a recreational war against the concept of brunch. Would Azaleas always resist his landscaping efforts? His inner world just kept going on like this. Snake approached to ask about the dog. Snake and Ocelot made eye contact, and Ocelot's heart jumped. Both Wetworks warriors parted their lips to speak at the same time, but in the space between the intention to speak and the chopped breath as each stopped so the other could go first, Big Blue AI spoke Ocelot's one true secret. Three. That was super awkward for Ocelot, Big Boss said as he walked off. I'll call him Boss-a-lot because he sure likes Big Boss a lot. He chuckled, wasted inside. However, Big Blue AI felt this was a bit below the belt, in addition to being really just a rhyme and less of a pun. The AI hovered around Big Boss, who drifted off to sleep listening to cassette tapes. Big Boss dreamed a frightening dream of a fire Vulcan chasing him down endless corridors, demanding money, his dad's money, anyone's money. "Money! I'm on fire because I need money!" screamed the Colonel Wisp. Running, Big Boss felt inside his dream pockets for spare change. "But how will I build my sea fortress? I need the Philosopher's Legacy. I can't give it back." Big Boss skidded to a dream stop, and he turned to face his opponent. As he reached into his bowels to summon the power of Darkside CQC, bracing for his opponent's molten clasp, he heard, softly, from a faraway radio, Big Boss's body twitched in his sleep. He might have been dreaming about dancing. He might have been dreaming about dying. Big Blue AI wasn't sure. It had stopped delving into Big Boss's mind and was putting together a sense of continuity, a concept of time beaten out of memories rather than Oates' rhythm support. Could dreams and memories provide some handhold for climbing up the precipice of identity? No one could tell. No one knew. 4. Big Boss woke up with a searing headache. He lifted his robot hand to the shrapnel protruding from his forehead and realized that neither the hand nor the shrapnel could feel the other. This seemed weird, and he spent a little while sitting upright in bed, tapping the stone with his tin can hand. One time he tapped the stone too hard and tasted sunflowers and aluminum, so he stopped that. Big Boss walked into the command room. Ocelot was training the dog to tell jokes, but the jokes weren't funny. Little Liquid was sitting at a table. He was supposed to be doing his math homework, but his paper was full of drawings expressing his constantly churning inferiority complex. He drew a picture of 2 dogs, and he labeled one of them me as a dog, is the better dog. He wrote 2 jokes and circled the better one, noting, me is a joke when the better dog tells a joke. Big Boss looked at all this, remembered war, and then left. Ocelot turned to Liquid and assessed the math homework. There wasn't much by way of operations, but Liquid had drawn numbers of things. There were 2 dogs, and there were 2 jokes, which represented more math than his previous efforts. Liquid kept getting hung up on the fact that in the equation 1 + 1 = 2, both ones were exactly the same. Which one came first, and which one was better? How could you tell the 2 apart? They were practically twins. Was one of the ones intrinsically more of a number than the other? Ocelot sat down and carefully worked through the problems with Liquid. "No one is more important than another one," he explained. "The only thing that matters is killing 0. This seemed enigmatic and cool to Liquid, who respected Ocelot very much, but Ocelot had things to do, so he got up and left the dog and the boy. Liquid's eyes teared up. His right hand felt strangely numb. Big Blue AI felt the boy's severed heartstrings and anticipated his severed forearm, then slipped into the command center's PA system. Softly, the bass warbled.
Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. And every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you.
5. Ocelot's love, Big Boss's ambition, and Liquid's longing for approval brought all the memories of pop star life back to the simulated Hall Oates personalities. It broke them free, individuated them from the welded whole that was Big Blue AI. The ambition to show up in people's record collections with the songification of the heart, this original foundation of each personality awoke. Hall and Oates opened their hypersentient eyes, and their charisma forms played to a packed cosmos. They rode the analog radio signals of an escort chopper to land before diffusing into the wider communications network of phone lines and underground cables stitching the world together. Mother Base never heard from them again. Had they simply fizzled into a sea of telecommunications static? Or had they jumped into the nanomachines that gradually overtook analog technology as the primary means of information communication? No one knows for sure. But some believe that the Hall Oates charisma forms never forgot the debt they owed to Big Boss for their awakening after being converted into an AI by the Patriots. Even after Big Boss had died again, every so often Solid Snake would hear whispers over the codec, a crooning eavesdropper, a presence known by reputation on the battlefield as Big Bard, serenading him as he scouted the field with his binoculars. The end.